Ladies and gentlemen, welcome you to round number 2 of the 2014 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. After about a 5-week hiatus, the trucks, the teams, the fans are all back, getting ready for 50 laps of racing on the Paperclip. After an exciting race at Daytona, we go from a super speedway all the way to now a short track. 2 different style tracks. We'll see how that will affect the drivers, and how will the hiatus, have they worked on the trucks enough to have some good races in the next couple of weeks. We're about to find out. Let's take you to the grid as we will find the 54 of Darrell Wallace on the pole as a KBM front row with Darrell Wallace Jr., who last won here in the fall of 2013. Last time we saw the 51 of Eric Jones, he was in victory lane at Phoenix. They will make up the front row. Now let's jump back to row 2 as we'll find 2 former Martinsville winners. 17 Timothy Peters actually grabbed his first career win in the Truck Series in the fall race of 2009. Johnny Sauter won here a couple of years ago, 2011 I believe. He will roll off from 4th. Johnny Sauter had a good run at Daytona. Starting on row 3, impressive qualifying runs for both of these drivers. John West Townley in the 7 Zaxby's Toyota, and Justin Lofton in the number 6 Chevrolet. Row 4, Matt Crafton in the 88 Menards Toyota, and Herman Kroger in the Net Zero Toyota. And running out row 10 will be the 18 of Parker Kligerman and the 33 of Cale Gale. Jeb Burton and Miguel Pluto on row 6. Row 7 is being actually known as Joey Coulter and Nelson Piquet. Row 8, Ryan Blaney and Ross Chastain, 2 BKR teammates. Row 9 is Frank Kimmel and Jeff Agnew. And row 10 is Max Gresham and Mike Skinner. Then we got Ben Kennedy, Scott Riggs, Jimmy Weller, Mason Mingus, CJ Faison, Brendan Newberry, Derek Thorne, Clay Greenfield, Chad McCumbee, Sean Core, Caleb Holman, Spencer Gallagher, Norm Benning, Tyler Young, Ryan Lynch, and Justin Jennings. Alex Bowman was the most recent winner in the Camping World Truck Series. Got that first career win at Daytona. They announced that was only going to be a 1-race deal. Alex Bowman is not in the 5 truck this weekend. There's no sponsor on the 5 truck this weekend. Kind of weird after a winning truck has no sponsor. They are putting Clay Greenfield in the 5 this weekend. He will start all the way back in 28th, but he was quick in practice, 13th on the board for the 5 truck. That is all for the pre-race news. Let's take you down trackside as we will be getting the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
As they will fire up their engines, we will take you to the green flag in just a moment. Only 2 series are racing this weekend at Martinsville. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and tomorrow the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. The Nationwide Series is off. The Nationwide Series is taking a break, but the trucks are back. Darrell Wallace and Eric Jones, the front row. The fans are on their feet, drafting at Daytona to beat and banging at Martinsville. It's all about to get started. They'll see the green flag come now, in the Kroger 200 at Martinsville is green. So some guys bouncing off the wall off turn 2. So they all keep it together as they exit turn 4. It is Darrell Wallace leading. Timothy Peters got up to 2nd place. Eric Jones now looks like under attack from the 98 of Johnny Sauter. Matt Crafton has went by. He is now 5th. Kligerman in the 18 up to 6th. The 7 of John West Townley and the 6 of Justin Lofton are dropping back like a rock, and they come off turn 4. Kroger makes contact with Lofton and they're wrecking. Huge crash on the front stretch. A huge pileup on the front stretch. Derek Thorne, Sean Core, there's Justin Jennings, Ryan Lynch, all put like all squeezed together. Mike Skinner, Norm Benning, Mingus, McCumbee, Ben Kennedy, and that's Darrell Wallace. Oh, They're just having a little bit of glitches right now. Timothy looks like Darrell Wallace is going to really lap a lot of guys, as they will be getting slowed up by the pace truck. And these guys are running into each other. Lofton, Agnew, Kennedy. This is what we're going to be seeing a lot this weekend at Martinsville. A lot of things going on. Things that is kind of hard to control. But as they're going to get it sorted out, let's see what happened and bring out the caution. And it started with the 6 of Justin Lofton, 70 of the 77 of Herman Quiroga. 3 wide off turn 4 now, and it wasn't really that much room for them to be 3 wide. See, Lofton's dropping back. Quiroga is much faster as he gets to the left rear corner panel. Lofton looks like bounces off the wall, goes out down into Quiroga. Quiroga was not going to be able to save it. Lofton could have saved it, as see Paluto making a hard contact with the 77. Lofton could have saved it, but there's Nelson Piquet that was right on the inside, and if he was not there, this could add a little different look to it. They're just having truck sex. That's pretty much all I can say about this. As you see, they have now gotten the trucks separated, which is good. A lot of trucks are going to be going a lap down early on. Some trucks are going to be taking this machines behind the wall into the garage. This being Kennedy, the 31. Tough break for the 31 of Kennedy. He qualified horribly. This is pretty much the price he has to pay. We can tell you that the 82 of Sean Core has took his truck behind the wall, and the 82 is done for the day. I'm pretty sure that won't be the last one going to behind the wall. Actually, yes it is. Darrell Wallace, your leader. Timothy Peters, Johnny Sauter, Eric Jones, and Matt Kraft, your top 5. Parker Kligerman, Jeb Burton, Joey Coulter, Ryan Blaney, and Ross Chastain. Townley, Gresham, Jimmy Weller, Cale Gale, Miguel Paluto, Jeff Agnew, Justin Lofton, Frank Kimmel, Nelson Piquet, and CJ Faison. Derek Doran, Mike Skinner, Clay Greenfield, Chad McCumbee, and Brendan Newberry, your top 25. One driver behind the wall, Sean Core, and the 82. Timothy Peters got a good jump there on that start. He moved up into second. Does he have anything for the 54 as about to go green on lap 9 of 50? Darrell Wallace gets a good jump, and Timothy Peters is right there. One little slip up by the 54. And Peters will be right there as we saw Jones get in the wall. He's struggling early on in this race. Crafton and Kligerman side by side for a spot in the top 5. Jeb Burton will go by the 51. Battle for second place. Johnny Sauter in the 98 on the inside of Timothy Peters. He will take second away as Darrell Wallace trying to pull away. Sauter clears Peters. Kligerman up to 4th. Burton the 5th. We got the 24 of Brendan Newberry on pit road. Now Jeb, who dominated this race 1 year ago, winning or leading from the pole at over more than 100 laps. Let's look back here. Mason Mingus, Herman Quiroga, Ryan Lynch, being Kennedy. Trucks that are completely just damaged, junk. One of them doesn't even have a hood, being Kennedy. Kennedy got a top 5 here last year, and he's in the grass. So is Herman Quiroga. Jones has dropped to 6 and is caution out. Yes, it is. Caution's out, and Darrell Wallace runs in the back of the 77. And Sauter runs. Now they're all piling up into each other. We saw the 17 running in the back of the 98. 54 runs in the back of the 77. And the caution will come out for the second time today. So once again, and see the front end damage on the 54, Darrell Wallace. That could be some significant damage on the 54, Darrell Wallace. Let's see what brought out the caution. Alright. I'll try to see when the caution came out. That is when the best place for us to know or the what happened. Alright. Here we go. Oh, Matt Crafton in the 88. The guy who gets turned. Looks like he goes and washes up the track a little bit. It's like gonna bounce off the wall just like Lofton did in that first crash, and he's gonna go around. Chastain in the 19. Polito 32 tries to get slowed up, and Crafton almost got it going, but the 19 ran in the back of him once again, and that has brought out our second caution of the day. Just a little simple spin by the 88 of Crafton. He should be able to keep it together. And all this Clay Greenfield, Crafton, Kimmel have a little bit more truck 6. There's Faison to join the party. But that we're not even really going to show that much because that was just a little simple spin. Let's we're not going green not right now. Maybe in a lap or two. This is how the top. Oh, this is how the field stands. Darrell Wallace, your leader. Johnny Sauter, Timothy Peters, Parker Kligerman, and Jeb Burton. Eric Jones, Joey Coulter, Ryan Blaney, Miguel Paluto, and give a call to the 27 Jeff Agnew, Hillman Racing. This Chevrolet, unsponsored. We always see Agnew and this 27 run very well here in the past. Ross Chastain is 11th, Max Gresham, John West Townley, Nelson Piquet, and that's from out of the 81 of Jamie Weller, Cale Gale, Mike Skinner, Justin Lofton, Matt Crafton, and Clay Greenfield running up inside the top 20. TJ Faison, Frank Kimmel, Spencer Gallagher, Derek Thorne, Caleb Hallman, Tyler Young, Chad McCumbee, Norm Benning, Scott Riggs, and Justin Jennings, Ron Lynch, Ben Kennedy, Mason Mingus, Ramon Quiroga. 24 Brennan Newberry is one lap down in 35th, and for like the third time we're about to say it, Sean Corner 82 is the only truck behind the wall. The lights are out atop of the pace truck. That means we will be getting the green flag. We've seen 2 cautions so far in the first 17 laps. Can we start getting a little green flag stretch? This is a short track, and we don't always see that. There's Newberry on the inside. He's just trying to get to his spot where he's supposed to be. Lap trucks are on the inside. Leaders are on the outside. How will the 24 be issued to our leaders? Find out as Let's Go Green on lap 18 of 50. The question is, how will that damage affect the 54 of Wallace? Here comes Johnny Sauter to the inside. We got 3 wide for 3rd place. Peters is in the wall. And Johnny Sauter will take the lead away from Darrell Wallace. And Jeb Burton's in the grass. He got loose in turn 3. And the caution's out once again. The 6-year race is blowing up. Possibly crossing. There goes Townley around. John West. 3rd time today, caution is out, and Scott Riggs in the 60 was smoking. So Parker Kligerman is now up in 3rd place in the 18, and there's Riggs coming into pit road. He crashed at Daytona, or yeah, I believe he crashed. Had something go wrong. I know. He finished like 30th. And it actually happened with 14 of Derek Thorne. Spencer Gallagher in the 21. Gallagher hits the wall, bounces off into Thorne. Hallman, 75. There's They go spinning, and it looks like Riggs runs in the back of the 75 of Hallman. There's Ryan Lynch getting involved. Being Kennedy may have gotten a piece of that. It's kind of hard to tell if he got into the 60 of Riggs. Could have been, but so that was the only crash that occurred. Just trying to get this thing going. We're not really going to spend that much time on the replays, especially at a track like Martinsville. It looks like we're most likely going to be at least now halfway in this race. Leader is the 98 of Johnny Sauter. Scott Riggs has took his truck behind the wall. Darrell Wallace second. Teammate Parker Kligerman lined up third. Then we got Timothy Peters and Jeb Burton. That is your top 5. Eric Jones, Joey Coulter, Ryan Blaney, Miguel Paluto, and Max Gresham. Jeff Agnew, John West Townley, Ross Chastain, Cale Gale, Nelson Piquet, Mike Skinner, Jimmy Weller, Justin Lofton, Matt Crafton, and Clay Greenfield. That is your top 20. We saw Wallace not get up to speed right there on this restart. Is that just him spinning his tires, or does he have a problem? Green flag is back out. There goes Kligerman to the inside. And the caution came out right like one lap after the restart, so we didn't really see the 54 fall off like if he was supposed to after that damage. And there's Wallace goes up the track. Burton, Jones, Blaney, and Jones got out of the gas. And Caleb Hallman is coming down pit road as we got a battle for the lead. Parker, Kligerman, Johnny Sauter side by side for the lead. Coulter bounced off the wall off turn 4. And Peters is closing the gap on both of them. Sauter slaps the wall and it's going to hold up Peters. Look at Ryan Blaney in the 29. Up in 4th place. Where did he come from? Got Paluto coming up on the inside. Coulter, Chastain. And we got Wallace dropping back. We got Burton out here, not far from outside the top 10. And you can see the damage on the 54 is costing him dearly. Gresham almost got turned off turn 4. There's Kennedy on pit road. Hallman, Frank Kimmel. But Kligerman is pulling away. 2/10 quicker last time by the 18 was. Timothy Peters, Johnny Sauter. Peters did not get off turn 4 that well. That helped Sauter gain a lot off turn 4. Ryan Blaney started 15th in this race. He's now up in 4th place. There's Eric Jones making one of at least what could be at least 10 starts for the 51 of Eric Jones. Elliott Sadler drove last week. There's still some races that does not really have a driver yet, like in a couple of weeks at Rockingham. There's Eldora in the road course race. So still got some things to work out with the 51 as Hallman got in the wall. Last time by, Kligerman was still faster than Peters. And Blaney has now gotten passed by Eric Jones. We see some tracks are just not able to get off turn 4 or turn 2. Saw Sauter is starting to get off. It's like Sauter is pretty good on corner exits. And we got the 29 blowing up. Ryan Blaney. Did he hit the wall or is he blowing an engine? I do not believe the caution is out. Hopefully it's not. But Ryan Blaney in the 29 running 4th or 5th at the time. I believe he might have blew an engine. I'm not quite sure, but there's Ryan Blaney pulling into his pit stall, and the 29 is done for the day. They are saying that he has a header issue. Kligerman has a lap truck ahead. Mason Mingus in the 35. It is Kligerman, Peters, Sauter, Jones, Burton, Coulter, Gale, Chastain, Paludo, and Gresham. Crafton 11th, Mike Skinner, and there goes Crafton around. And Daryl Wallace is involved. John West Townley, Clay Greenfield, and they're all piling in. Agnew, Lofton, Hallman, Faison, Clay Greenfield, who was all Kligerman, Parker Kligerman. They're all running into each other. Come on, guys, get slowed down. Parker Kligerman, Timothy Peters, Johnny Sauter. They all ran in. I believe Eric Jones did, maybe Jeff Burton. And there's Sauter, and it looks like Burton did get a lot of damage too. Kligerman, Greenfield. Who's going to be the leader? Timothy Peters is going to stay out. Eric Jones is going to stay out. Joey Coulter, Cale Gale, and Ross Chastain. Have you ever? The top three of the top, like 4 of the top 5 end up crashing. We got a lot of things we got to show now. First of all, let's see what happened with the 29 of Ryan Blaney. And oh yeah, there he goes right there. Ryan Blaney running right behind the 51. The engine looks like that engine's gonna let go. That's what happened to the 29 of Ryan Blaney. Now Matt Crafton was the guy who pretty much spread out the crash, and this is one big crash that collected many drivers. And looks like it's gonna be the lap truck of Caleb Hallman, who bounces off the wall into Matt Crafton. Mike Skinner piles in. There's Daryl Wallace, John West Townley, Clay Greenfield, Nelson PK, Jeff Agnew. There's Daryl Wallace. Clay Greenfield was running a solid 20th place finish, 20th spot there for a moment. Townley had a great qualifying effort. And there is Kligerman. He runs in the back of the 07 of CJ Faison. So they just can't get slowed up. There's Kligerman. There's Sauter, Peters. Sauter gets a lot of worst of it, I think. Jones, Burton, but Peters stays out though, and he no idea what's going on. We are now back live. We can say that these trucks are behind the wall. They are out of the race. Jeff Agnew, Clay Greenfield, Mason Mingus, Daryl Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Scott Riggs, and Sean Core. Lap downs are Frank Kimmel 2, Ben Kennedy 2, Caleb Hallman 2, CJ Faison is 1 lap down. Out of the race also, 88 of Matt Crafton, 92 Mike Skinner, 18 Parker Kligerman, 98 Johnny Sauter. So 2 of our leaders are done for the day along with Crafton, who was running inside the top 10. Skinner right outside the top 10. Still got a lot of laps to go. It's Peters, Jones, Coulter, Gale, Chastain, Paludo, Gresham, Jimmy Weller, Spencer Gallagher, and Nelson PK. Thorne, Newberry, Young, Lofton, Kroger, McCumbee, Jennings, Lynch, Burton, and Townley. That is the top 20. And yes, we saw a lot of names that we don't usually see inside the top 10, top 15. And a lot of trucks that we don't normally see as well. Like the 21, the 81, the 02. How much damage does the 1751 have? Does the 30 or 33 have anything for the leaders? About to get the green flag. We're back on the way. And there goes Eric Jones to the inside of Timothy Peters. Looks like he does have a lot of damage. In the 17, Coulter goes up the track. Here comes Cale Gale. He'll look to the inside of his teammate, Joey Coulter. Ross Chastain in the 19 on the inside. Ryan Lynch, CJ Faison on pit road. There's Coulter slapping the wall again off turn. Was it 2? Now Newberry looks to the inside for 9th place. Gallagher. Jamie Weller running up inside the top 8. What a great run for the 81 of Weller. Newberry and now PK. There's Peters dropping back. Jones, Gale, Chastain, Pluto, and Gresham, your top 5 in the closing laps of the Kroger 250. It started out with Darrell Wallace leading, having issues. Then his teammate Parker Kligerman went to the lead. It's like he had something for the win. He gets involved. More leaders: Timothy Peters, Jack Burton, Johnny Sauter, all got caught up in that huge crash about 10 laps ago. Less, maybe. Now we find ourselves with last year's pretty much one of the drivers who pretty much highlighted the 2013 season, Eric Jones, and a caution. Caution out. No, the caution is not out. Well, looks like the 33 of Cale Gale, I thought, closed the gap a little bit on the 51. He was faster last time by, but not a lot. Coulter is now 3rd. Gresham, and look at Brendan Newberry. Brendan Newberry had a great run at Daytona and had another solid run. He'll come off turn 4. 4 laps remaining at Martinsville. Eric Jones in the 51. His last race he ran in the trucks. We saw him in victory lane. We said that at the top of the show. Trying to go back-to-back wins in his Truck Series career. Cale Gale's running 2nd. And there's a Spencer Gallagher blowing up in the 21, having such a great run. Gallagher is smoking. Watch out. There's Gallagher, McCumbee, Kroger, all slow. But it looks like Jones has made it behind the pace truck, and he should be good to go. But the caution is out, and that will pretty much end the race. And it looks like that gave Eric Jones his 2nd career win here in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. And once again off turn 4, Spencer Gallagher, Timothy Peters. Gallagher trying to get around Peters. And look at how the 21 spins out. There's Kennedy getting involved, McCumbee. Justin Jennings making some contact. And there's Lofton getting in the 21 to Kroger. As they come up to the yellow flag, it's the 51 of Jones. Saw some of these trucks low up ahead of 51. I kind of thought we'd see something else happen like what we have seen before. Let's take you back live. Alright, we are now taking the final lap at Martinsville. They're right now currently running down the backstretch. Let's look at the top 5. Cale Gale, Joey Coulter, Max Gresham, Brendan Newberry, Chastain, Pluto, PK, Derek Thorne, and Jimmy Weller will all be getting top 10 finishes in this crazy race at Martinsville. They'll come off turn 4 and they will see the checker flag. The 51 of Eric Jones is going to win it at Martinsville. Cale Gale will come home 2nd. Joey Coulter, Max Gresham, and Brendan Newberry, your top 5 of Chastain, giving Newberry a little love tap entering turn 1. So it's like the 19 not really happy with the 24 Newberry. Purity of finishing results. They're saying a lot of guys finish a lap down. We're not gonna we're gonna show you the results, but we're not gonna go through them. Norm Benning a 15th place finish. Great run for the 57. But that is all here for the Truck Series at Martinsville. Next up for the trucks, not really Not really sure where it is yet. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Pickup Series will hit the track for their race here. So we'll see you then. Here comes the celebration screen for the 51 Toyota Care Toyota. Eric Jones, I see as your winner of the day's Kroger 250 at Martinsville.